podcast.
Oh yeah, you just said we were live and direct. Welcome to the Get Busy podcast.
Yeah,
It's your boy Izzy Assad.
and this is Big B Jones.
Man, what'd you think about that watermelon sandwich, dog? I'd never seen anything like
I
it.
felt like that dude when he felt like because there was a video people sent him.
Yeah,
It was like a white lady like invented it or something. So it was like what, 2 pieces of watermelon that you replaced the bread with.
Yes.
And then what was it inside? Mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, fresh mozzarella, balsamic, basil, and tomato.
Yeah.
Like a caprese salad, but
Yeah. And he felt torn like this feels so wrong, you know what I'm saying, on so many levels. And then he ate it and he loved it. You know what I'm saying? It was the flavor profile was hitting. So I ain't gonna lie, like it's not something I would ever do. But like if it was at your house,
right,
or like your house coming over here, and you said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about making this watermelon sandwich," I'm like, I mean, yeah, you can if you want to. Secretly, I'm gonna want you to do it,
right,
just so I could taste it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I actually kind of want to try it just because I was like, oh, that's very different.
Yeah, hers was like super red.
Yeah, because his watermelon was like a little pink, like it wasn't quite watermelon-y. Yeah.
It was like marbly, like a piece of steak.
That's not the way it's supposed to be.
Nah, I hate when I get the marbly watermelons.
All right.
Hey man, how do y'all select a good watermelon? Is
there like a knock, or is there like a thump or something you listen to?
A color, you shake it. What are y'all watermelon finding abilities, man? Share that in the chat because I kind of want to know. I used to be good at picking watermelons, then I kind of lost my mojo. Yeah, man, let us know.
Man, I've heard a whole bunch of things over the years. I don't know which one actually works.
Yeah, I think I used to get lucky. My mom used to let me pick the watermelon because I was always hitting every single time. So you know, I'm like, cool. Yeah, man. So what's been going on, bro? You
a lot, man. Just business, stuff's going,
No, you got to share the story.
Which one?
I got a story to tell.
Oh man.
You got to share that.
So
one.
okay, all right. Well, let's just jump right into it.
Let's jump right into it, man.
Man, I was I was out late night Ubering a couple of last weekend.
Mm-hmm. You know it's gonna be a good story whenever you hear I was late night Ubering.
Yo, and the thing about it is, man, like it's really busy late night doing the Uber Eats. I wasn't picking up folks. I just was doing the deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a regular thing. I go to this, whatever the restaurant was. I don't know. It's 2:00 in the morning, and it's like delivered to the Hampton Inn.
Mm-hmm.
That's very regular. You just go drop off whatever it is, either at the front desk or at the room.
Just another night at the Hampton Inn.
And that's a regular hotel. It's not, Man, I get to the hotel and the parking lot is packed. I'm like, yo, what up? There's something going on at the hotel. Okay, this is, what day was that I hit you with that? Was that the weekend or was that even during the week? Whatever day it was, man. So I get to the hotel.
I think it was a weekend.
And I see, some folks in the parking lot that it's like, are those drawers or those swimsuits? Nah, is that stripper clothes? Okay, maybe there's like a stripper party or something. I see, some like negligee people walking around the parking lot though, I'm like, all right, that's a little bit strange. Usually people keep that indoors, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, whatever. And then I look up and I'm walking towards the door and I'm seeing people to my side, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This was Sunday at 3, almost 4 in the morning when you text me.
All right. So so Saturday night, Sunday morning. So I'm seeing these folks, but I'm trying not to make it obvious that like I'm in shock at how they look. You know what I mean? And I'm trying not to stare, and you know what I mean. So I'm my peripheral game is real strong. I'm like, but I don't want to do the whole turn. You know what I mean? And draw attention to myself. I'm walking with a pizza. It was a pizza that I brought in from Goodfellas Pizza, like in Cobb County.
Mm-hmm.
So man, I look and I see this, this lady. Man, I'm not even gonna get into that. Performing things, acts. You know what I mean? On a dude in the parking lot. I'm like, no way. But I don't look and see. I'm like, okay, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like the hood. Like, you know, I expect that like a crack motel or something like that, you know, like a Roach Motel type joints. But all right, whatever. You know,
shout out to Cobb County.
Hey, so I walk into the front, and this is the Hampton Inn. It's like a regular hotel. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. So I walk into the hotel, you know, and there's like, as soon as you walk in, the sliding glass doors open up, and before you can even get out of the sliding glass doors, they have like tables set up with like, it says register here, you know, sign up, register now. I'm like, all right. And as soon as I walked in, one of the guys that was outside walks in right behind me, and he's wearing like what I thought was, I was like, man, those really look like boxers. But I was like, maybe those are swimming trunks. I'm not trying to stare at the dudes, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you know, just with nothing else on, but just some what look like boxers. Like, man, it's got to be swimming trunks. I'm not tripping. Let me just walk in. He walks in behind me, and nobody stops me to say, hey, you need to register. Hey, you need to sign up. But they're right there set up so that like you're not supposed to really get past them. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they have some kind of event at the hotel. Okay. Or maybe there was like a pool party. I was thinking to myself, you know, this is getting towards the end of summertime. Maybe there was like a, you know,
last minute pool party.
Yeah. And I hear some music come in with like some lights. I'm like, oh, okay. Somebody rented out one of the conference rooms, and maybe they rented out the pool, and that's what they're doing. Okay. I get it. You know, the guy at the front desk, you know, we get the little head nod of affirmation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know, hey, I guess I'm just going to keep walking with this pizza. I get to like where the elevators are, and the elevator doors open up, and it's just people with no clothes, you know, just nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just dressed out. You know what I'm saying? Just
hanging out.
Yeah, man. I'm like, okay, that's not a bathing suit. That's not even stripper clothes. Okay, that's just
a birthday suit.
That's a birthday suit. You know what I'm saying? And then dudes walking with like the, you know, with the Speedo style joints, you know what I'm saying? The drawers, and it's like, okay, these are not swimsuits either. It's just drawers, you know what I mean? And I'm getting a little confused. I'm like, what kind of part? And I see on the sign, it says orgy, hotel rooms 1 through 7, don't use the 8th floor, fetish room, bondage, fetish room, whatever else, you know what I'm saying, on like little signs on the on the glass door. I'm like, and then it kicks in. It's like, oh, yo, like this is really fetish swing. That's what the other thing. It's like, so each floor had like a different
theme,
that you could,
like a buffet.
Man, bro. And so at that point, I'm like, oh snap! Like, okay, I'm not going to the floor. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because I realized now it's like each floor has something. I was like, okay, it's a step further than I'm comfortable with. So I walked back to the front desk like, yo, can you call the guy from or is, you know, do I leave this with you, or can I, you know, do I have to go take it up to him? He's like, oh yeah, you got to leave it. You can't, you know, no deliveries here. You got to drop them off. I'm like, bro, you should have said that when I walked in and we gave each other the, you know, the eye contact head nod. You know what I mean?
He thought you was part of the party. You know
he thought I was part of the party, man. You know, but to his defense, you know, there's a lot of people that was coming in and out.
Yeah.
And you know, but it blew my mind though, man, because it wasn't like it was an isolated hotel. It wasn't like it was off to the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like nothing else around.
Right.
It was in the middle with condos right behind it. You know, people on their patio, like sitting on their balconies, watching the spectacle that's happening, you know, right in front of their faces.
Yeah.
And you know, that was the sign. It's like, okay, you know, this is my cue. I guess, Lord, this night is over. Usually the later it gets, the better it is. The tips are pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
you had enough by that time.
That you know, at the end of the day, I was like, yo, okay, I see what this is. Let me get the heck up out of here, man, because just let me get the heck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing good that could come of this situation.
Absolutely.
Nothing good could be, you know, can be happening here. So, but it's just very interesting to see, man, long story short, it's just crazy how like more real and more in your face all the stuff that's wrong is starting to be nowadays. It's like, before, the stuff that was wrong was like tucked away, you know what I'm saying? You had to know somebody that knew somebody, you know what I mean?
You can't accidentally stumble upon
an orgy.
You know
what I'm saying? Like that's got the whole hotel. Like, I mean, what if I was just driving on the highway? It's like, oh, yo, I'm getting sleepy. It's time to pull off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You pull into the parking lot and literally, I mean, they were literally getting in the parking lot, like literally in the parking lot. So, man, I just had to throw the deuces up and get the heck up out of there, man. But, yeah, that's my second crazy story when it comes to Ubering, man. So sometimes those late nights is not really the right answer.
Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff.
To the fullest, man. Like I said, it's just so crazy that it's just out there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, the next step is it's not going to be 2:00 in the morning. It'll be like 6:00 in the afternoon. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, we taking over your town. We're going to have a parade or something. That's what, you know what I mean? It's like it's a slippery slope. We're almost there. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, it's going to have, orgy fest. Here, come to ATL for the
Orgy fest.
Yeah. It's crazy because they had a documentary. I didn't watch it, but about Freaknik. And, I lived that experience. We were, here in Atlanta at the time. And, I guess there was there was a lot of wrong that was going on then. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So, it's like they say, it's nothing new under the sun, but man, it definitely gets more and more extreme.
Yeah, man. It's funny that, back in the Freaknik days, our thoughts were like, we gotta like try to get downtown somehow. Like, but it always like parts of Freaknik always made its way like up to Gwinnett County.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you saw a little craziness or whatever, and it's like now as a grown adult with kids,
with
it's
kids,
like
daughters. And,
oh God, I hope nothing like this pops off again. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Totally
right.
180. But yeah, man, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, man.
I got to go to court next week.
For what?
So if I could have done it over again, man, I can't say this. This is how I feel though. So I was driving up 78, and this guy in front of me was like an obvious drunk driver.
Okay.
Like driving kind of erratic, bumping into the median like several times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I should probably call 911 because like this dude might
kill somebody.
Yeah, you never know. And it's not like I thought that was going to happen, but it's like it could. It happens. I was like, all right, let me just call her. I'm a snitcher. I'm not a snitch on this dude.
Hey man, sometimes I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something after you tell yours.
So I do that. I call 911. The police come. Eventually we made our way up like kind of towards Snellville from Stone Mountain, Little Burn to Snellville.
Yeah.
And police catch up with him. By that time, like I get off the phone with 911. I turn back to go home. And then you fast forward like 3 years later, I get a phone call like, hey, is this Brandon Jones? Like, it is. It's like, hey, you made a 911 call, back in 2021. I'm like, my brain is like turning like, what are you talking about? Like, and eventually as she keeps describing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. So now I got to show up in court.
As a witness or whatever?
Yeah, and like, unless the dude like takes a plea, I got to show up. But it's like Monday through Thursday from like 8:30 in the morning to like every day. Like how much? You know what I'm saying? Like
I already told you what I knew.
Right. So I don't really understand how the whole court thing. And so, they sent me the letter. This about to be like, I got the letter like a week and a half ago or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I forgot all about it because when I got it, I was going to shoot it over to my job. But it was like the weekend. It was late. And I was looking at it. And I was like, okay, I'll do it later. And
just slipped my mind.
Yeah, it slipped my mind. My other homeboy I was talking to tonight, he's got to come back. He has a court date.
Okay.
And so he's coming in town. So I was looking at my calendar just to see, if I can link up with him. I'm looking and I put it on my calendar. I'm like, oh snap! I got to go to court next week, possibly unless this dude pleads out. And it's it's Thursday night right now. So I was like, dang, okay, I shot it over to the girl at my job. So I kind of feel bad because it's kind of last minute.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But hopefully it works out where I don't have to go, or at least maybe just that one day. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man, don't call 911. That's the moral of the story. Just mind your own business. Keep your head straight. Don't try to help be a good citizen.
Man.
Nah, that's not the way to go. Nah, try to be a good citizen. So
once we were coming back from Cincinnati visiting not visiting, but going to pick up my niece, my wife's brother's daughter, right?
Okay.
And so my brother-in-law's daughter. So we went up there and we're coming back down. And similar situation, man, this guy's on the highway and it's just like, crazy, like swerving in and out, like leaning on the line and realizing this and jacking it back and then leaning back on the other side. And I was like, and there's like, for me, it's like the worst thing in the world is to have to call the cops. Like that's just something that it's got to be something that's very, very, very drastic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm not a police caller. And so I was even battling with it on the inside when I'm like, man, I should probably call the cops. You know what I mean? Because I was looking at him, like, and the guy was bound to kill somebody. You know what I mean? Himself or somebody else. Like, it was no question. So I was like, I got to do it. So I did. Called 911. It's like, yo, we're at this mile marker. We just passed this exit or whatever. Let them know. And they were like, well, just, stay a safe distance and be careful and blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah. But I didn't follow them to keep going, but I definitely gave the license and everything else. But I still kind of felt like I shouldn't have done it, but I knew I did the right thing. So, and that's kind of I know there's a lot of people in a lot of different communities. I don't think it's a black thing, a white thing, a Latin thing. I think it's just there's such a distrust for police officers sometimes.
Okay.
That I feel like, there's a lot of people that deal with that. I had a roommate once. I'm not going to throw any names out, man, but man, this dude, he had no problems calling the cops. Like, if the neighbors got too loud, he'd be like, man, this is the second time this week I'm calling the cops. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Those are just kids. They're like 16 years old. Make it out of here. Stop. So, some people feel that way. Some people don't, but it is what it is, man. But safety is definitely most paramount. But, man, I'm not really about it. But good luck. Hopefully you don't got to keep you in there for the whole week. That does suck. Do they pay you for it? Because I know, like, when you do jury duty, you get like $10 a day or something crazy.
$10 a day. That is crazy.
It's something like, I don't know exactly, but I know
at least buy me lunch.
Right.
Just buy me lunch.
You can't even get a value meal, like $10.
I don't know how this works. Like, can I have my phone on me? Like,
probably not.
Probably not. Right. I'm not looking forward to this.
And I had jury duty one time. I didn't even show up to it. I probably shouldn't be talking about that now, but well. I mean, it's 15, 20 years ago.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah, but
statute limitations. They can't.
I didn't even respond to it. I was just going to go in there and tell them, man, they all need to burn to hell. Whatever it was, I didn't even care.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, we can't use him. Oh man, so we are talking about date nights,
man. So that's the topic for today. It's Wednesday night, leading into the weekend. And man, a lot of people, everybody needs to experience the date night. Everybody's got to be able to get out and do something, with that special someone.
So what direction are we going? Because we were going to talk about date night, right? Well, also, I think you wanted to tie in like young people dating and courting.
The difference.
So you want to do both of those?
I think so. Yeah. I want to start off with us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
With folks that's maybe married or in some serious relationships. Y'all need to go ahead and get married.
You know what I'm saying?
But man, in order to keep a healthy relationship, bro, you still gotta. And I've heard it said before. I just didn't realize the importance of it until I got married.
Okay, so we're talking about. It sounds like you're talking about from a marriage situation.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the totality, because I think it kind of ties into each other. But man, there's some some ideas for people that's if you're married, how to go about dating, because I feel like with married couples, they're the ones that take, if you're single or if you're just in the dating, you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, probably what you're doing the majority of is dating anyway. You don't really need, advice or assistance with that. That's probably where you already reside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's easy. Right.
Yeah. But once you start getting more responsibilities, once that family becomes a thing and work and the routine starts to kick in, sometimes the routine takes over from what you used to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you want to keep a healthy relationship, healthy marriage or whatever, what I'm saying? And so it was like, all right, sometimes it becomes an issue where, like you said, you get into a routine. Now you got kids. They got after school activities. You got to get the roof inspected. You got job stuff. You got a court date because you decided to snitch. You couldn't mind your own business. You got a lot of stuff going on. But like on the inside between you and your spouse, like things are kind of going astray.
Right.
Because y'all not getting that quality time together.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you've been married for a shorter amount of time. How long have you been married?
Man, we coming on 4 years.
4
September
years.
the 5th.
That seems quick.
Man, it seems like it was like 6 months ago.
4 months ago, bro. Man. Wow. Okay, so 4 years.
Yep. And where are you guys at? You were 2009?
So we're like year 15.
Yep, that's right.
So
Back in like April or something?
yeah. Good job, man. You're very good with dates. I'm terrible with dates. But yeah, so 15 years, 4 years. So have you run into that situation where it's like, okay, your wife come up to you like, hey, we need some more date nights.
Yes.
I want more romance in my life.
Yes.
Okay, so when she brought that up to you, like, how did you take that? How did you feel? How did you respond to that?
So I realized that there's a difference because I think of like us being in the same place at the same time is like quality time. You know, whether there's kids there or whether there's like friends or family and stuff like that.
Young people, let's pay attention. These are jewels that are about to get dropped.
But what I've learned is that like that was my understanding of what quality time is. Even though we were both together, you know, we were both participating in whatever it was that was going on. It still was not the same as making the effort and doing it specifically for my wife, you know what I'm saying? And specifically with and for her. She didn't like, for her, it didn't register the same way. It's like, yeah, but we were doing that and your brother was there. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you were there too, you know what I'm saying? Or yeah, but that was the time when we were with Brandon and Xanto. We went to Walter's restaurant, you know, a couple of months ago. Yeah, okay, we were all kicking. We went to go get some food and some drinks, have a good time.
Yeah.
That was not a date night. Even though we were at a restaurant, you know, it could have, in my mind, that was like a double or triple date. You know what I'm saying?
I remember, in fact, y'all were dressed up nice, hair done. She had the makeup going.
Right.
Nice shoes. You paid. You know what I'm saying? You did all the date functions. So in your mind, it's date night. In her mind, it's just another day, a night out.
Yep. It was another day.
Not a date night.
Not a date. And because there's a lot of factors that go into it. And a lot of it is basically just intention. What was my intention with it? And was my intention specifically for her or for us? Or was it for something else? You know?
Okay, I'm going to be the advocate for people who aren't married.
Okay.
During this conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to just interrupt every now and then, but like, so fellas, a lot of stuff that's going to happen, like that we're going to talk about, is not going to make any sense to you. It's okay. It didn't make sense to us either when we first found out about it, but eventually it will. Just know that we're right. Just
trust and believe.
Just trust us. Like, so you can be kind of doing like a, routine or whatever, and y'all are having a good time, and weeks go by, months go by, and you're happy. You're like, look at her, things are provided for.
Yep.
Y'all hanging out. Then one day she hits upside the head like, I need more romance. Like, wait, what? I thought we was doing. You're gonna be like, man, I thought we was all right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's like, no. Because it's like you said, like women and men, we just sometimes see things differently, right? So like
Correct.
That wasn't, and it's not the same for every woman and the same for every man.
At all.
There are some generalizations that do happen that are kind of, for the most part, are true for a certain group of people, but it's going to be different. But either way, the thing that is constant is you got two separate people that come together, and now you got to figure out life. And these are just one of those things where you feel like you're good, but she's not good. and vice versa. You're going to feel like there's some things that's lacking and she's not going to have any idea. She can't relate to it. So yeah, that's one of the things I've heard somebody say before where it's like, it wasn't just us two. So I need more us two time, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, you gotta be able to accommodate, you know what I'm saying, your significant other. So
yeah. And on top of that, like life can get to a place where even if what you were thinking was, the group type setting or whatever it is, but man, it gets so real. Work, school, cook dinner, wake up, kids, like you said, track or soccer or whatever it is, you know what I mean? There's always something that's going on where you go to work at, like, I left the house at like 4:50 this morning, you know what I'm saying? To get to work. You get home, I got home at like 8:30, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, well, let's put the baby to bed. Then we're going to start back over tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the same thing again, the same thing again, the same thing again. And then when the weekend comes, that's family fun time because you got the weekend and you get the kids are out of school. And so now you got to do some stuff with the kids. And then you got to find a babysitter if you want to, so there's like a lot more that's involved if you want to actually get a date. So now I got to find babysitter. Who's going to watch the kids? Is grandma available? Or you know what I'm saying? How young are the kids? Because people are more willing to watch the older kids, but when they're a lot younger, it's like it's a little bit more difficult. So
yeah, it's a lot more work.
Yeah, man. So, but exactly what you said, man. The wife, hit me once before, and she was like, "Man, I don't remember the last time we went on a date." And I was like, "Whoa, okay. Like we really need to start doing that a little bit more." And I didn't pay attention when she said it the first time. I was just like, "Yeah, I agreed. Like, yeah, we need to do that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't a lack. It wasn't something that you were needing.
Right.
So it wasn't at the forefront of your mind.
Right.
It was more in the back of your mind.
When she said it, it wasn't, I didn't interpret it that it was already a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she just threw something out and I just agreed with it. Like, okay, yeah, we do need to do that somewhere. We'll figure out the time to make that happen,
Because the argument didn't happen yet.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no ill feelings.
Right. It was just, hey, I'm sending up the flare gun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Pay attention. But I wasn't paying attention the right way.
Yeah. So these are one of those things that arguments can get started because like just this specific area is not meeting the needs of the other person.
Correct.
And so like sometimes what can happen is when those needs aren't getting met, then the feelings start bubbling up. And you don't see it yet, but it's like gradually, now somebody's in a bad mood. Now somebody's getting snippy. Now the little joke that used to be funny is not funny no more. Now it's more like an eye roll or, it's going to affect it's going to spread into other parts of your life. And then things are going to start going a little bit wayside.
Yep.
And you'll be like, yo, you're going to wake up one day and there's going to be a full blown argument.
100%.
Over this other stuff that ain't got nothing to do with date night, but it does have everything to do with
that's perfect because exactly what you said. It's like because it's like misdirected hostility because the issue of that quality time is what's missing, right? That's ultimately what the problem is, but because that's not resolved, other things are starting to frustrate her. You know what I'm saying? And then so when other things are starting to frustrate, the wife and she's, responding this way and I see the response, I'm like, okay, this is not normal. Hey, what's the problem? And then we talk about whatever the problem is. She might bring it up and I'm addressing the things that she's bringing up. Right. But that's not the problem. I'm addressing the words that are coming out of her mouth.
Right.
But really the problem was 6 weeks ago when she said we needed, to get some more date time in.
Yeah, got to get to the root issue.
That's 100% at the root of the problem.
And those arguments will start because especially like when you're like younger in your marriage, you're both still learning how to communicate. Hopefully you're learning how to, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's why I always like, whenever my friends are having starting to have real issues come up, I always say like, man, look, marriage counseling.
And time out, pause. Even before, not even before, more importantly, before the problems come up. Because this is something that I wish that we would, because you mentioned it like from Jump Street, like man, I should go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? You're getting married, go ahead and start some counseling. And that's not something that we did immediately. And I definitely suggest it for everybody, individually, as couples, point blank period to end. It's necessary. All right, go ahead.
Nobody's going to listen to you, though.
No
one's listening to me. All my friends, I'm like, hey, bro, y'all need to go to counseling.
It's the best thing that's helped me out. It's the best thing that's helped us out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but for some reason, like, what's that saying about like a hard head makes a soft behind? So like people always, we that's the one area when it comes to counseling. And for some reason, I don't look at counseling in relationship as like mental health, but it kind of still is. You know what I'm saying?
It's mental health.
But at the end of the day, I don't know why we look down on it so much. Like, even though there's like a heightened awareness, you know, in 2024, people know more about it and respect it more, but there's still like so much pushback or reluctance to start the process.
Yeah. I don't want to go too deep into counseling because that should be
another whole different thing.
Another podcast. But anyway, so learning how to communicate and addressing like the root issues will really help you in every part of your marriage, but like specifically, like we're talking about date nights.
Yes.
So yeah, sitting down and talking, and then talking to your spouse about, okay, what are some of the things that you want? Because it should be, you know, it's a partnership. So you got to listen to some of the things that she wants, and she needs to listen to some of the things you want, and y'all come up with, you know, schedule for some, and it looks different for everybody. Some people need to put it on the calendar. Some people, you know, just need to, I don't know, do something big every month, and maybe do some smaller things every week or whatever. It could be structured any kind of way that, you know, suits the two of you. And then sometimes over time, like those things can change. So especially like when you get married and it's just the two of you, it could look one way. And then when you have kids, you know, the date nights are going to take a hit. And then, but you got to start to bring them back once you kind of balance out time and effort and all that kind of stuff, and get babysitters whenever you can. So, but then like the things that you guys agree on, sometimes like for her, like something might need to change. You know, you might need something different. And so like if it's either you woman or you man, like if something like you feel like, okay, I agreed to this, but like, I think we need to start doing this. Cause sometimes it could be like a budget thing. You might realize like, yo, we're spending too much money. Cause now we just put our kid in private school, you know what I'm saying? Or we got extracurriculars, or the car broke down, or we just bought this new house. So you got to make it work, but you definitely want to, you know, finances are definitely one of those things that can make or break a marriage. So you want to make sure everything is lined up. Yeah. It's not becoming like something that you're going to be paying for like later. You know what I'm saying?
I think to one of your points is the communication, like finding out from your guys, finding out from your women, from your wives, what it is that they look for in quality time. Like, because man, we could be like throwing darts blindfolded, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out the right thing. But usually it has something to do with how we got the women to begin with, a lot of times. But like you said, you know, it changed. Sometimes dates change the entire, like the whole process. Me and my wife, we can't live the lives that we lived when we just started dating. You know what I'm saying? But the communication, like, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you need? What is it that you want in quality time? And because it could be different for you than it is for me. You know what I mean? And so we both got to be able to get that out there so that we can both meet the needs of each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I was talking to the wife about this the other day, and it sounded really bad when I said it, but it was like, there is a responsibility, like, to continue to do those things, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, you're going to create a fun atmosphere. You're going to enjoy the time that you're spending, you know, because it is quality time, but it's not always or only about the fun of it. It's about the fact that, man, it is still a crucial part of your relationship to make the other person still feel wanted. You know, my mom used to tell me, the thing that you have to do what you did to get the woman to keep the woman. And I was like, that's very interesting. Like, you can't start off doing something and then completely flip the script, you know, now that you I was like, that's very interesting, and I kind of agree with that to an extent. But yeah.
Yeah. So for me, what typically happens is we'll sit down. Me and Xanta will sit down. We'll talk, or she'll. Sometimes something will come up, and she's like something bad, like we talked about earlier. Like something will happen, argument. Things are going way to the left, and it's like you sit down, like, yo, what's going on? And then you talking in circles for an hour, and you finally come around to like, I just need some romance. It's like, oh, okay.
I found it. Got it.
Right.
That's what it is.
So, yeah. Sometimes it takes a while. And then sometimes as we both matured, those conversations don't take as long to get to the point anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, and it's more direct, which is better because it's just better.
Man, yeah, that is a lot better.
Yeah. So, so what I'll do sometimes is like, we'll talk and we'll be like, okay, she's like, this is what I would like to do. And, you know, the frequency, I'll be like, okay, that's cool. Like, yeah, I would like to do that too. And, you know, there might be some things that I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And after time goes by, like, we'll be good. And then we might start to veer off of that plan a little bit. Typically, because I'm a little bit more simple. I don't have as many needs in a lot of different areas because I'm just really like, I'm a really simple person. I'll be fine. So I'm thinking that we're just still on this path. We're going straight, but things are going, and then we have to revisit that. Usually she'll bring it back up because, again, I'm oblivious to it. Because things seem to be going well. And so a lot of times you have to keep going back and revisiting just to, like a car, like a tune-up. You gotta do a tune-up. Sometimes,
That's a good analogy.
The brakes will start squeaking just a little bit, and it's like, that's the best time to take care of it. Like, don't wait when it's doing like a little, when your relationship is doing like a little, that's the time to take care of it. Not when it's like, and you gotta stop the car like Fred Flintstone.
Right.
It's not the time to take care of it. So, so in lieu of this podcast, I asked Xanta, like, I think like one of the questions you came up with was, it was just basically like what is it, that you want in a date night? So I texted her today. I was like, she was at work, I was at home. I said, we're talking about date night on the podcast tonight. What are some things that you want as far as date night time and quality time? And she, of course, she's in the middle of work or whatever. So she said, I have to give this more thought. But my short answer is I would like regular date times at least once a week. We wouldn't have to go out every week, but have intentional quality time together weekly.
Intention.
And not all quality times would be identical, but I would like a large number of them to actively learn more about each other, our dreams, concerns, etc. And then she said, what are some things that you want? I was just like, I like to go out. I like trying different places, like, different foods, whatever. Or it's like watching a good show. Cause like, we'll get into like a, series on Amazon or Netflix or whatever. And we'll kind of watch it together. Like those are fun for me. But I also do like us talking about our dreams, and we have different interests, but we have some things that are the same. Like we both love like interior design. And so I like talking about planning and, looking at, I got a Pinterest page and she got one, and we'll be comparing stuff that we like. It would be dogging out each other's styles. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, like this ceiling fan is way better than that one. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's fun, you know what I'm saying? So it's fun to do. But it's, I wanted to read that like live just to, for people who can see like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah. I think that's really good because, and again, for guys, a lot of times, we can try to come up with all sorts of different plans and ideas. You'll see stuff online or on TV or something like that. And you can come up with like, some really great stuff, but it could miss the mark on what it is that your partner really wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so that's a very practical, straightforward way to get to the bottom of what it is you're trying to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so my want, like in this example, like I would want to like go and just eat at different places. I like to eat. I like to experience different things. But like, that's not realistic where we are right now financially. You know what I'm saying? So, and trying to find babysitter, whatever. It's just, you can't really do that. So, but that's part of our conversation. So like, I want this, and I already know like that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like doing
every
it
time.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, but now she knows like, let's try to, you know, arrange some things so every now and then we can
touch on some of your stuff too.
Yeah. And it ain't got to be like, you know, cloth tabletop.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care. We go to Moe's or something. You know what I'm saying? Like Chick-fil-A. I don't, you know, it's whatever. It's like sometimes like I'm going to get out the house and just have time with just me and her.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But, you know, I also got to, you know, try to accommodate the things that she wants, even if that's not a need of mine necessarily.
Absolutely. And that goes to the responsibility part, because it is, you know what I mean? Because it's our, you know, man, it's our job to, and I think that as men specifically, sometimes we get the job of a man, you know, as being a provider, right? That's what we hear. That's what we understand. But that goes in so many different areas. It goes with the security of, you know, not just the financial security, but like protection, you know, for them to be able to trust being able to come and speak to you, their security in that. But also providing, you know, their desires as well. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with the dates. It's like, man, if your wife is sitting here wanting this, that, or the third, you know, and you are just failing to meet it at every juncture, it's going to cause more problems. You know what I mean? So we got to really look at it as, but it's not like a daunting task or something, man. Like it's, when you do it the right way, when you're able to communicate and get that back and forth,
it can be fun.
It absolutely is. Yeah. And it's crucial, man.
It is.
Like, it's really crucial, because sometimes, I mean, like you said, I mean, I can be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like, I mean, I'm good with whatever the situation is. Like, I'm basically good. I'm at home. I got food, you know, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Kids are good. The bills are paid. You know what I'm saying? That's really, you know, I do enjoy going out. I definitely do. But, it doesn't require, I don't require a whole lot, but sometimes, man, you just really, I kind of had my train of thought just hijacked for a second. I forgot where I was going with that, so forget it.
Yeah. But no, just to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, like it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I've seen this happen in my friends' relationships. Like a lot of times, the man's feelings kind of gets put on the back burner.
Yes.
And a lot of times, guys will just get quiet, like, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to tell them, like, bro, don't hide your feelings, man. Like, even if you feel like you're being overlooked, like, you need to put that out there, because what'll happen is like resentment will build over something that could have been solved that's really simple, and now it turns into something else to where you don't even care about date nights. It's just like, all right, whatever you want to do. And you just you're just physically there,
right?
But you're not there emotionally, because you kind of gave up or whatever. So.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I just remember what I was thinking a moment ago. It's like I had almost forgotten, because we had gotten so far away, like so caught up in the routine, that I had almost forgotten how fun it was to date Nadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, to actually, and sometimes, you know, it's a responsibility for ourselves too. Like, sometimes we need that reminder, you know, to get out there and remember that, like, oh yeah, you are pretty cool, you know? And so, yeah, man, I just think that it's really crucial to keep it up, and it's something I'm definitely working on. So, baby, I got you. So that was one of the things. But now, you know, for the more seasoned veterans, the ones that's married out there, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of for you guys. But
yeah, man. So I'm gonna end this with I went online and found a website called DiscoverAtlanta.com. These are the ultimate list of date nights ideas in Atlanta.
Okay.
I was going to read just a few of them.
Yeah.
I'll post a link when I figure out how to do that.
Link in the description somewhere.
In the description. So y'all can have, like, you know, some ideas. So, you know, have a romantic dinner for two, go wine tasting. You could take to the skies on like a helicopter tour, couples massage. Enjoy Sips Under the Sea. That's at the Georgia Aquarium.
Okay.
They have like a little date night set up for, you know, sipping wine next to the whales. Okay. Ice skating when that time comes. They have from Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day. several pop-up ice skating rinks in Atlanta. Stroll through the Atlanta Botanical Gardens.
Yep.
If you like adventure, you can go on a romantic river adventure on the Chattahoochee Nature Center. Stroll or bike through Beltline.
Definitely.
That don't cost a lot. Unless you stop.
That's really nice too, man. Like they really stepped up. Like the Beltline is really dope, man.
I haven't been on there in a long time.
It's just growing and getting nicer and nicer.
Yeah. We walked the Beltline. That was really fun. Get your steps in, burn some calories, and eat good.
Just go, and you get, you're in the city, so you get, the whole vibe and the experience of the whole thing.
Climb Stone Mountain.
Yep.
More exercise, get to the top, get some nice views. A whole bunch of stuff. I think.
Man, catch a picnic. You know what I'm saying? Something that's got to be. It doesn't have to always be a whole bunch of bread. Make some sandwiches, something. Grab a bottle of sparkling cider or something, man. Sit down and go kick it.
Just kick it, bro. They got
also
bike tours.
What about escape rooms?
Oh yeah, escape rooms.
Just anything.
Escape neighborhoods too. Like go to like a really bad neighborhood in Atlanta late at night and just see what pops off. Wear some comfortable shoes, man. If y'all, if you like to run, visiting the King Center.
Yeah, that's actually really dope. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Museums, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, man. Because the idea, like we were talking about, man, is basically for the intention, for making sure that you're paying attention to your partner. That's it. Pay attention to your partner. And partners pay attention to your partners. You know what I'm saying? And y'all get out there and have a good time.
Yeah, man. Stay away from the Hampton Inn, though.
Stay away from the Hampton Inn. Especially in whatever street that was in Cobb County.
Yep.
Bro, I mean, literally the whole hotel. The whole hotel.
I mean, I hope it was the whole hotel. It wasn't just a third of the hotel.
Right.
The other 2/3 is
right. You got kids going downstairs to get juice or it's good soda from.
All right, come on, kids, cover your eyes.
Mom, can I go get some ice again? You just got ice.
Right. You don't never like that much ice. Now you want to get ice. Yeah, man. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, man, so it's been our pleasure. And until next time, y'all get busy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Tell somebody, and also leave some comments. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think about it. Leave some date ideas.
Yeah, give us some. I need some good date ideas too. So if you guys got some good experiences, man, throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? Hit me on the Cash App too, man. Help me out.
Hey,
so I can go out and do some more. Oh, if you want to watch my kids, man, hit me up on the, on the comment section,
on the DMs or something.
Yeah. If you like to watch your kids, I'll bring my kids to your place. Yeah, that's it.
And there it is.
All right, man.
Get busy.
Peace.
And got